Where does an alien do his surfing? On the Milky Waves. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday, my friends. I hope you've had a good weekend. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I'm very happy to be with you, of course. I've got Lucent Jelly first in chat with, as usual, a whole cluster of emotes. Great to have you with me, Jelly. And thank you for the coffee. So, we're going to do a couple different things tonight on the stream. We're going to do a quick playthrough. What will hopefully be a quick playthrough. Milky Waves. Well done. I decided to go with that one and to save the other joke that we talked about for another time. That was kind of a last-minute decision. So a couple things tonight. First thing I want to do is do a quick playthrough. What will hopefully be a quick playthrough of each of the Contra games that we've beaten so far on the stream. So we're just going to go through them in order. We'll do NES Contra and Super C. We'll do a run through Operation C, and hopefully I'll be able to complete a run through Contra 3 on the SNES as well. And then after that, we're going to take a look at a couple games that we've played before, but which we've never beaten on the stream. Well, I say a couple, at least one, maybe two or three. There's a couple different options there. I'm thinking we'll take a look at. I don't even know if I want to play it. I think we'll take another look at Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy. And at Arrow the Acrobat on the Super NES. So that's the plan. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat any of those games. But it would be nice to pick them up and take another look at them, because it's been a very long time. It's been a very long time in the case of some, and I don't want to be accused of having abandoned them. All right, so here we go. Just a casual run through Contra. I thought it'd be good to play these games. You know, we want to keep these kind of in rotation. Contra and Super C. I don't want to, as I am improving at the others, I don't want to completely unlearn these two and no longer be able to play them. It feels so very different. It feels so very different coming back to this one. Contra 3 has kind of spoiled me with its turbo button. A feature I would like to say that I'm not altogether crazy about. The Contra 3 turbo button. Which is just the default fire button. And for every weapon in Contra 3, if you just hold the fire button by default, it's a turbo button. And that's why I don't like it, is because it feels like cheating after playing these games. This game feels so slow after playing Contra 3, though. Hello, cows. Welcome in. I hope you've had an excellent weekend, my friend. Thank you for being with us. We're just getting started. We're gonna play a lot of Contra games tonight, and then we're gonna take a look at Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy again. It's been it's been more than a year since we've played that, I think. So we're gonna take another try at that one, and we're also gonna look at Arrow the Acrobat. So a lot of games to take a look at tonight. I wasn't lying in the title. They're not scary games, but I'm afraid to play both of them. Oh goodness, not that nonsense again. Well, I said before, I don't want to be accused of having abandoned them. I wouldn't want people thinking that it's in my nature to give up on things. While I prefer the NES Contra games, playing this now after having played the Super Nintendo one so much lately, I think I can understand why people who play the why someone who plays the Super Nintendo Contra first might prefer it. Might have a hard time getting into this one. I don't know why I moved over like that. All that does is make me less efficient. Hang in there. Hang in there, NES. Don't crash on me. I feel like I'm just crawling through this game. Oh no. Alright. A little bit worried that I didn't take care of that gun before I made the bubbles appear. I don't expect this to be, you know, to necessarily be a deathless run or or anything like that, but we are halfway through on one life. That's pretty nice for not having played this in a while. You know, you can jump down. You know how you can jump down through the platforms? I wonder if you can jump down through that bottom platform way down there on the bottom left. I wonder if you can jump down through that and die by accident. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't know if it's possible since it's the bottom layer. I don't really want to find out, but I am curious. I spend too much time hanging out with cats. I've developed a deadly curiosity. Whoa. That was so scary. My heart's beating now. I've forgotten the feel of so much of these, so many of these obstacles. Figured it was a good idea to start behaving as if my invincibility had worn off before it actually did. It's just so that I wouldn't run into a catastrophe. Ah! This is the best boss in the game. Well, I don't necessarily think that's true, but I like him the best. He's delightfully silly. Probably the stage 4 boss with the bubbles. That's probably the best boss in the game. Certainly the most challenging. That invincibility really doesn't do a whole lot for you. Come on, make the jump. Haven't had coffee in a couple days, and it always tastes extra delicious when I haven't had it in a while. Extreme caution. A scorpion could come for me at any moment. No. We made it to the last boss on one life, and then I died. What a shame. What a bogus death. I'm so unhappy about that. I felt like such a cool guy. I thought I was gonna beat it on one life again, but then I had to die twice at the last boss. Losses, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I feel like I don't know if that I feel like I must have missed that last stream, or maybe it occurred between streams. The notification and the activity feed, that is. But very happy to have you on board with us. Thank you for that. Well, sorry to let you down there at the end, my friends. I didn't get a very beautiful playthrough, but for not having played it in I don't remember when the last time we played Contra was. A couple months ago. Not a bad D-Rest. Died in Contra, unfollowed. I understand. I deserve that. Who goes dying in a game like this anyway? All right, so that's one of four, my friends. We're gonna switch over to Super C. We've got three more Contra games to run through. So just excuse me a moment while I change cartridges, and I'll be right back with you. You love Super C, excellent. I love Super C as well. It's probably I've only played 4 Contra games so far, but I would say I think Super C is my favorite of them. Alright, here we go, my friends. I took the opportunity to run upstairs and go ahead and refill my coffee early, too. But here we go, Super C. Seems to be the usual consensus that Super C is the best of the early Contra games. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't say for sure. I play a lot of Contra, so I hear a lot of Contra opinions. I don't have a good grasp on, like, I feel like I've heard every opinion so many times. I don't have a grasp on what I've heard most often. But I certainly love Super C. Is this emulated? It doesn't look it. This is no, this is on the original hardware. I play on physical hardware the overwhelming majority of the time. I don't know. I've never really gotten into emulation much yet. At some point, perhaps. There definitely are some conveniences. But for now, I'm You know, I like the feel of the old hardware, and I'm fortunate enough to have been able to get my hands on a lot of it. I'm thinking of Super Contra. Oh, Contra 3. Which yeah, you would think that one would be Super Contra, since it's since everything on the SNES is Super, but for whatever reason, that one's not. But that one is coming up. We're gonna play that one soon. We just did the first one. Super C is Contra 2. We're gonna do Operation C on the Game Boy, and then we'll do Contra 3. It'll be our 4th game. I've been practicing. I'm kind of practicing Operation C and Contra 3, because I'm newer to those games, and I'd like to be able to achieve a deathless run in each of them eventually. And I just threw these other two on. It was kind of an impulse decision, but it's fun to. I think it's it's fun to play through them, but I think it's also good to play through them every now and then so I don't lose familiarity with them. But let's jump in. And you were thinking of Contra 3, right on. Contra 3, I don't like Contra 3 as much as the NES Contras yet, but like I said, I'm also newer to it, so it's been growing on me. I didn't like it a whole lot at first, but I definitely like it a lot more now that I've beaten it a couple times. And I'm gaining more of a feel for the game. And no need to apologize. Derek Ocean, welcome in. Hope your horror movie marathon is going well, Derek. I watched a horror movie over the weekend. I watched Creep Show. I saw Creep Show as a kid. Because I know I saw it as a kid because I remembered a couple of the I remember the first and the final segments. It's an anthology film for those who may not have seen it. I remembered the first and the last stories of the movie, but I didn't remember any of the middle ones. It was so weird. So maybe I only saw parts of Creep Show as a kid. But I saw Red Letter Media posted a video about it, and I was thinking, oh, I remember that movie. I don't think Jelly's ever seen that before, so we watched it. And it was an enjoyable enough way to spend an evening. I wouldn't say it's a very good movie, but it's kind of fun. Madam Masquerain, welcome in. Good to see you again. I feel like it's been a little while. I hope you've been well. Is this a masochistic community? I mean, I have been accused of masochism quite a few times. You haven't seen that one, actually. You like anthology movies? I can't say that I've seen a lot of anthology movies. Been working on spreadsheets, but I'm okay. Well, if you ever need some good background noise while you're hard at work, that's what I'm here for. I don't remember where to stand. Oh no, I don't remember where it's safe to stand. I still don't know where it's safe to stand there. That's what happens when you don't play a game for a while. In my case, that's, you know, I start to forget a game usually a couple hours after the last time I played it. If it's been weeks or months, it's all completely gone. All those sort of life-saving details, anyway. Frownie does love suffering, Cow says. Hey, let's pause a moment. We have a raid coming in. We should say hello to everybody. Who is this? Swirly to the Max 10. Welcome in, Swirly, if I may call you that. Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to your friends. Geist Reborn, welcome in. And there's a familiar face, VR, happy to have you with us. Pudding Ding. I just woke up. Well, good morning. Welcome in. Tell us about your stream. Tell us about, what is this, New World? Can't say I know this game. Sorry for all the silence while a game is paused. But Super C is very demanding of attention. I figure it's best to let the game stand by for a moment. Swirly to the Max streams New World, Valorant, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I can't say that I know much about any of those games. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Derek. Got a VR pointed you in our direction. Well, I'm happy to have you come along. Thank you for that, VR. The last Call of Duty game that I played was Black Ops 2, I think, was the last one that I played. I didn't play a tremendous amount of it. I was into Call of Duty from World at War to Black Ops 2. It was something my friends were into. They kind of pressured me into it. I had some good times, though. I had some good times with it. I kind of miss them sometimes, particularly World at War. Since that was the first one I played, I think it'd always be the one I liked the best. That's good. You went out on a good one. Yeah, I liked I feel like was it Treyarch that made World at War and Black Ops? I feel like I liked those games better than the other ones. I'm just taking a moment to rewind the chat. I missed a few things from right before the raid. Masquerade says spreadsheets for a game guide I've been playing and typing information on my tablet. Could I ask what game? Frownie loves suffering. Derek says watched House yesterday. That's a pretty fun movie too. New World is all right, Swirly says. I have to go upside down now. Okay. I didn't see that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, VR. Let's see how long we're upside down for. It's supposed to last about 15 minutes, but I always forget and leave myself upside down for hours. Loyal to Soil, welcome in. Great to have you, Loyal. Ever heard of the restaurant BJ's? Got it for the first time tonight. Pretty good stuff. I can't say I have. What kind of food is it? You stopped playing Call of Duty at the absolute peak, Losses says. I guess there's something to be said for getting out while the getting's good, right? Oh, thank you, Geist. Thank you for the follow. And Explosive. Thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the stream. I like that spelling. Call of Duty is dead, Derek says. I don't know. I just haven't been attached to it for a while. I love the game. In reference to New World, I love the game. Just a lot of grinding. I'm not particularly crazy about a grind heavy games myself, but I mean, who is, I guess, really, right? But well, I say that, and yet I can do things like put 1,200 hours into Animal Crossing. Which, I mean, if you want to talk about, I mean, it's not, it's not grinding in like the RPG sense, but I mean, if you want to talk about tedious, repetitive activities, Animal Crossing sits atop a golden throne in that category. Oh, and did I welcome you in, Boat Ladder? Great to have you here. Cal says, went to BJ's on Friday for my birthday. Are you gonna do more horror this month? We're gonna play a couple spooky games, Derek. I'm not doing anything like populating the. I'm not gonna be populating the schedule really heavily with horror titles or anything, but I have a couple seasonally appropriate games that I think are going to be fun. I don't know if they're going to qualify as horror. It might be horrifying how bad the games are. Oh, and happy birthday, cows. Happy birthday. Congratulations on leveling up. Call of Duty grinding used to feel fun, but they dropped the ball somewhere, Losses says. They overdid Call of Duty, Derek says. We're revisiting Earthworm Jim. That's horror enough. All right, I'm gonna try and play a little while we continue to while we continue to chat, my friends. I'm all for bad games, Derek says. Wait a moment. Is this working? No, this isn't working. Okay. For a moment there, because it was making that sound, for a moment there I thought I was fighting the spider from the top, and I was about to lose my mind. I didn't think that was possible. Okay, good. Gonna play Barbie's hide and seek, Wolfman says. Welcome in, Wolfman Gaming. I hope your week is off to a great start, my friend. I mean, I can't say that I would be opposed to playing a Barbie game after some of the things that I've put us through, but I don't think I actually own any. Not yet, anyway. Oh, Barney's hide and seek. Well, I definitely don't have any Barney games. Not that not to say I would never buy one, but I haven't yet. Imagine if Barney were trying to find you. The Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears, alright, so I always disliked the Berenstain Bears. And of course I remember it as Bernstein Bears, but whatever. But I never liked those. I never liked those characters. I think it's weird because of the thing about the Berenstain Bears is like their design, like they're anthropomorphized bears, and like, of course, but I don't know, there's something about the way that they're designed where like most of their body doesn't look like fur, and then like they've got hair on the tops of their heads that's the same color as the rest of their body, but I imagine that the Berenstain Bears are like made completely out of like a human type flesh, like without fur. And then it looks very disturbing when you interpret their hairstyle to be like wrinkly flesh on the tops of their heads. I always had a lot of difficulty looking at those characters because I guess I'm seeing something no one else sees. All the Barbie games I played when I was young were PC games, Cal says. Well, I know that there are a lot of, there are a lot of Barbie games on console and handheld, so I could get a hold of, a lot of them, but I don't know. We'll see. Whenever I'm like browsing around shopping for potentially shopping for games, looking at what's available and stuff, I spend an amazing amount of my time browsing, thinking to myself, how much would my viewers hate me if I put them through this game? Oh, and Swirly, thank you for the follow as well. Sorry, it takes me a long time to notice my activity feed, since I don't have like I don't have any sort of alerts or anything like that. But I definitely appreciate you, my friend. Flux 101, welcome in, Flux. Great to see you again. I'm really behind on the chat here. Let me take a moment and catch up. Apologies if I've missed any of you, my friends. It's I'm doing my best, but like I said, it's a very demanding game, so my best isn't always quite as good as I'd like it to be. The Mandela effect, yeah. Do not feel compelled to keep moving. If you find a safe spot with food and friends, just stay there. Great advice. I don't think there are very many friends to be found in the Contra games, unfortunately. I'm surprised there isn't a horror movie of Barney and the Berenstain Bears. I thought Barney was a horror movie, Wolfman says. I need to get McDonald's on Genesis. I wanted to write a story with Ronald McDonald as a cop and Grimace as his partner, Derek says. That's a new one. I remember playing Contra at the arcade. Guy says. So the arcade version of Contra, I just recently got a port of that on the Switch. And I've actually scheduled it for the Wednesday night stream. We're going to play that in a couple days for the first time. So I'm going to find out. I'm going to finally find out how it compares. Whoa. Ah, I lost a life. Rip the deathless run, my friends. Grimace dies and Ronald has to get revenge. I'll call it Dirty Ronald. It annoys me they don't use Ronald in commercials anymore, Derek says. I wasn't aware of that. I guess in a way, I'm kind of surprised that like Ronald wasn't retired a very long time ago, because overwhelmingly people that I very rarely hear anyone express positive feelings about clowns. I can't say it never happens. We were talking about clowns on the stream Friday night too, and someone in the chat, they were actually saying that they think clowns are cute, but that seems to me to be an exceedingly rare opinion. Never met Ronald till I was an adult. I don't think I've ever met a Ronald McDonald. See, Wolfman just said it's because Ronald is disturbing. The old commercials are great, Derek says. I'll watch them on YouTube. I was a 90s kid, so I grew up with old school McDonald's. I used to have a cassette tape that I'd listen to every now and then that was a McDonald's, it was like a radio play. And it was, Ronald and his friends are having a Halloween party, I think. I wonder if I still have that somewhere. It'd be appropriate for this time of year, right? I always liked the toys that were the Happy Meal toys that were chicken McNuggets that wore different Halloween costumes. I always thought those were great. Bestiary, welcome in. Hey, thank you for the raid. pleasure to have you with us tonight, and welcome to your friends. We are kind of casually playing through some Contra. In the case of the NES games, trying to keep the familiarity up. And in the case of Operation C and Super Contra, which we're about to get to, trying to grow some more familiarity. So we can eventually do those. Be nice to do each of those deathless at some point. That's a ways off. Especially for, that's a ways off, especially for Contra 3, but... I mean, we're never going to get there if I don't play it a whole lot. Mocha Kitten Latte, welcome in. And tell us about your stream. How did it go? Playing Outlast. Continuing with the theme of, like, Frownie doesn't know anything about games. I know I've heard, you know, the title of Outlast, but I don't know what type of game it is. I imagine, well, the title, it'd be a good title for a Battle Royale type game, right? It's a horror game with uncensored parts. Scary. Survival horror, Wolfman says. Thank you. Outlast is basically Tetris for as long as you can go. Strength for Life says. Welcome in, Strength for Life. That sounds what I got killed by a piece of the floor tile. That sounds incredibly extreme to me, Mocha. That may be that game may be a bit too intense for me. What else are we doing tonight? So I'm gonna do the other two Contra games that we've been working on, Derek. We're gonna do Operation C next. Then we're gonna do Contra 3, and then we're gonna play Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy, and Arrow the Acrobat on the Super NES. I don't think we're gonna beat either of those games, but I want to give them another try and just see how far we can make it in each of them. Variety night, yeah. Playing a lot of games that are shorter tonight, so it is going to be pretty heavily variety because we're playing games that are shorter or games that I don't think I can beat, which again naturally leads to a shorter playthrough. There's a second game and it's worse. It makes me I don't know. It makes me think of those Manhunt games on the PlayStation 2. But I'm from what little I've already heard about this, it sounds like it makes those games look rather tame. You've never done Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy? We played it once on the stream. I made it a couple levels in. It's I don't know. I'm not a fan of Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim on the Super Nintendo was a torturous experience for me. It's like Earthworm Jim is a game that like I wish I could like it, but I don't think I can. I think your 15 minutes have passed. You can turn the frown back side down. Thank you for the reminder, VR. You're right. How long were we so it was only twice as long as it's supposed to be. All right, my friends. So that was how many times did we die in Super C? Twice? I'm dying twice in all these games tonight. Two deaths in Contra, 2 deaths in Super C. Feel not bad about that. I always feel a little bad when I die in one of these games, but a three life run is respectable. Slowly getting better at turning right side up on time, Cal says. Well, I mean, I don't think I deserve any credit for that, Cows. It was all that was all the credit for that goes to VR. I could almost put Manhunt and Outlast on common ground, Wolfman says. All right, excuse me a moment. We're going to switch consoles and cartridges. We're going to play Operation C via the Super Game Boy on the Super NES. I'll see you again in just a moment, my friends. And here we are. Just like that, we go from the old conquered favorites that are the NES Contra games, which we have pretty much achieved everything I could hope to achieve with those games. And now we're into the current project games. the games I need to play a whole lot to get better at. First things first, change our controls and color palette. Let's what? Oh. How much would you hate me if I played the whole game with this color scheme? I'd hate me an awful lot. All right, let's see what else we've got. This is actually a little better. Let's go with this. This kind of orange and green. I think they're gonna look good together. The UI noises are so nostalgic. I've never looked at these other borders. I'm just clicking on these as an excuse to create more noises for you for a moment. I kind of like this, like the cabin out in the wilderness background. Actually, it goes really well with my room. I like the sleeping kitty cat background too. Naturally. Let's go with this one. Oh, that's weird. That's weird how it's like on a signpost. Looks very odd. Nintendo makes great stuff. This is very, this border is very distracting to me. This border puts me at a disadvantage because I'm so distracted by it. I missed the spread gun right at the start of the game. What? It's so weird. It's so weird playing this with this border. I'm not gonna get over it. What have I done to us? Contra billboard for the win. Pookie Stad, welcome in. I hope you're doing well, Pookie. Glad we're getting to enjoy your company tonight. It's a cute little cabin, Cow says. Hey, there's another friend coming in. Illy Beans, great to see you. Thank you for the raid, my friend. Tell us about your stream. How'd it go tonight? It's Monday, right? So you were... I would assume you were working on one of your game-making projects? If you were unaware, my friends, Illy makes RPGs, and on Monday nights has Maker Monday on the stream, where he works on his projects live. Normally it would have been game dev, but on a bit of a hiatus for now. Fair enough. You know, naturally, I think with, you kind of, in a way, you kind of always want to be creating, but time away for a recharge, I think, is, usually a good idea to have every now and then. I don't remember if we lost a life on this stage. I'm using a weapon that I would prefer not to. I don't remember dying, but... I was also on autopilot. I'm not really 100% sure why I have this weapon. My stomach betrayed me, so my night didn't go according to plan. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I necessarily want to repeat your horrible joke out loud, Pookie. But I definitely. But I'm definitely gonna laugh at it. Oh, and I feel kind of bad. I feel kind of bad because I feel like I'm laughing at your distress. But please know, of course, that I only wish the best for you, my friend. Conga, welcome in. Great to have you with us. Welcome to a sort of... Oh no, I died. Rip the Deathless Run. Welcome to sort of a mini Contra marathon tonight. And then a couple bogus games. This looks cool on the Game Boy. Strength for Life says, "Yeah, Operation C is good. This is a good game. It's a little slow. It's a little slow for a Contra game. It's the slowest of the four I've played. It's by far the slowest, but I mean, it's a Game Boy game, right? Of course it is. But only by a little. The jumping is not super satisfying in this game. But really, that's my my only complaints about it, is that it runs a little slow, and the jump is a little imperfect. But I mean, other than that, if you like Super C, I mean, it's more Super C basically. And I'm not going to say no to more Super C. Sounds my speed. So this is a game like I said, I eventually want to complete a deathless run of this game. I have actually made it to the last boss on a single life. Last time we played it, I made it all the way to the last boss on a single life, but I've only defeated the last boss twice in my entire life. So I don't really know how to fight that boss, and so naturally it all fell apart. Wow, it's speaking of it all falling apart, going real bad now. We've lost 2 lives on this stage. That's horrible. I have a job interview tomorrow, Derek says. Best of luck with the interview. Crusade Bear, welcome in. Happy Monday. Hope you've had a good weekend. What did I miss? You missed a couple Contra games. We played Contra and Super C on the NES. And now we've moved on to Operation C. which I'm playing via the Super Game Boy with a tremendously distracting background. I don't like the homing weapon very much. This part right here is really tough. This vertical section. Well, you see how tough it is? I died while talking about how tough it is. When I think Contra, I think cabins in the woods. I mean, that's where I'm, if there's ever a Contra-style alien invasion of Earth, that's where I'm going. That's where I'll be. I'll be hiding I'll be hiding in a cabin in the woods. So it's perfectly appropriate. Followed your advice and got on a wait list for a couple of Switch games at the library. Eventually Metroid and Link's Awakening Remake will rotate around to me. Excellent. Well done, Pookie. Yeah, if you, I mean, I would encourage everyone to do that. If you're, you know, if you're anywhere at all near a public library, see if yours carries games. You can check them out, save yourself a lot of money. Provided you have patience to wait your turn for the checkout. But especially if you live near a big city or in an area that puts a lot of funds toward its libraries, there's a good chance that they might have a collection of video games. Playing on what looks like a road sign. Yeah, I think that's it's like a billboard or something. Very road sign-like. It's very odd. There we go. No! Ah, no! Rip the 1cc. Oh, life is real bad in this game tonight. With those new LED billboards, this is now a possibility, Cal says. Oh, wow. Can you imagine? Playing your games on a billboard? I imagine it would have horrific input lag. I don't even like, I don't even like playing games on flat screen TVs very much because of the input lag. That takes me back to when they had handheld Game & Watch games at our local library when I was a kid. Play them instead of reading. Can't say I've ever seen a collection like that in a library, but sounds great. Libraries, again, like, especially if you live near, because usually big city libraries have a lot more resources than, sort of small town libraries. But like if you live near a library with a lot of funding, some libraries have just really bizarre experimental like collections. There are libraries where you can check out, like, exercise equipment or cooking utensils. Or pets. I think I did the Disney Aladdin / Lion King thing that has the Jungle Book and SNES Aladdin. And we played the SNES Aladdin. SNES Aladdin is wonderful. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people love the Genesis Aladdin, and I don't really get it. I'm not a big fan of the Genesis Aladdin, but I know people love it. But I'll play the SNES Aladdin all day long. The movement in the Super NES Aladdin. The movement is just super satisfying. Roblox and Minecraft are on the computers at my library, which is kind of odd. Now that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's a pretty standard feature in my experience. I didn't get a Roblox girlfriend, Pookie says. I can't say that I know really anything about Roblox. The Genesis versus Super NES Aladdin is a real thing. Yeah, I don't know. I played through them both on the stream, and like, I feel like, I mean, I don't really remember it very well now, but I feel like I was trying real hard to be positive about the Genesis Aladdin, because I know that I'm naturally biased toward in favor of Nintendo stuff, but like just the longer I think of, the more I think about it and the longer it sits with me, I just don't like the Genesis Aladdin as much. I really do not like the Genesis version, Konga says. Yeah, and I think I mean, I don't want to put words in Pookie's mouth, but I think it's Pookie's favorite Genesis game, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, you just... It's a polarizing pair of games, right? Oh, terrible. Terrible. I'm doing real bad in this game tonight. People tend to be one way or the other, and I'm like, what about the Master System version? I don't know. If I ever get around to playing that one, I'll let you know, Wolfman. I'm open-minded about trying the SNES version. Yeah, I like I think the SNES version is a very satisfying game. I love the movement of it. The like jumping and bouncing and swinging of it. And I think it's a game that gets better with repeated playthroughs, because as you learn the level, you can move more and more. As you learn the levels, you can move more and more fluidly through them. I feel like the paths, like the pathing through the levels in the Genesis version is so chaotic. Which would almost be a strength, because, like, you know, I like a game with levels where you can explore and wander around, but the thing is, that's not really what those levels are. There's a critical path you need to take through the level, but it's so winding and obtuse that I just feel like on most of the levels I get stuck and confused about, like, where in the world, like, where am I able to go, and where do I have to go to finish the level? Am I going to the left or the right? Am I going up or down? I haven't played, so I compare it. I'm gonna compare it to a game I haven't played. But it like navigating the levels in the Genesis Aladdin. It feels to me what it looks like trying to navigate around the CDI Zelda games is like. I don't really feel like your character is moving across. Like, I don't really feel like your character is standing on top of, like, a series of platforms and moving, like, across a level, so much as I feel like your character is in front of a piece of artwork and moving arbitrarily around through an invisible pathway. That's my trouble with that game. Second favorite Genesis game is getting its first re-release ever for the Genesis Mini 2 at the end of the month. It's Crusader of Sinti. The second best Zelda-like game I've ever played. Could I ask what is the first best? No, it said it is the best. I don't know why I added the word second into your text. I think I saw that too from the line above. I was gonna ask what the first best one was. That makes me very unhappy. Your jump in this game just doesn't get the horizontal distance that you want it to. It's the biggest problem with this game. And it's such a shame. There's one or two spots where it's a real problem for me. Second best Zelda-like might be Oceanhorn. I haven't played the second game in that series. I don't even think I've ever heard of that game. More well-versed in Metroidvania games, though. Oh, that's it. I'm out of continues. What have I done? What have I done to us? Let's give these colors a try. Well, let's try again. I would like to beat this game. What have I done? Oh. Oh, it's disgusting. The Ocean Horn games are all on modern consoles, including the Switch. Have you ever played Ikari Warriors? I have not. I have one of the Ikari Warriors games on the NES, but I've never actually played it. It's like a top-down game, right? It's like the yeah. Yeah, I think it's like the top-down stages in this. Kind of. I don't know if it's an auto-scroller though. Heard it's pretty challenging. We'll try it out one night. I like a challenging game. I don't really like... So the thing is, I don't even really think I like challenging games, right? I like beating challenging games. See, that's my pushback against all the accusations I receive about being a masochist. I was like, well, I don't actually like the challenge of the game. I like overcoming the challenge of the game. You see, I would present that as my defense. But, the thing is, then you just have to present me with something like... If you're not a masochist, Frownie, why'd you play all those Scooby-Doo games? And of course, I have no defense for that. All these color palettes are horrible. Second seems a bit overpriced, which is why I never tried it. Second Ocean Horn game. Heard it's pretty challenging. I play a few every once in a while. I played it for the story. What are we talking about there, Strength for Life? Are we talking about Ikari Warriors or Oceanhorn? The Scooby-Doo games. Oh, okay. I was thinking it wasn't really connected. It didn't really seem like that was connected to the Oceanhorn comment. But I was like, well, is he talking about Ikari Warriors? I was like, who plays an NES game for the story? Playing an NES game for the story, that's like I ordered an extra large milkshake. I hate milkshakes, but the cherry on top is delicious. Facecam inversion's out of stock. It's just on. I think it's just on cooldown. We had an inversion not that long ago. I heard Jaws has a compelling narrative. Rip the deathless run yet again. This is such a hard game. It's difficult. You move so slow. Yeah, Jaws on the NES. I don't know. I can't speak to its story. I've yet to play that one. I remain skeptical though. So I haven't played it, but from what I understand, perhaps the game Sweet Home on the NES. That may be an NES game with a compelling story. I can't say either way. From what I've seen of it, it seems like it has the potential. And I guess Maniac Mansion. It's probably, could be argued to be an NES game with compelling story, but I haven't played that one either, but I'm just making assumptions here. You were just joking about Jaws. All right, I'm not terribly surprised, but I mean, then again, I can't be sure, right? Heard that game is good. How about the Dragon Warrior games and the Final Fantasy on the NES? Those I don't know. I see. That's the thing. It's like I know those games have story in them. How worthwhile that story is, I can't say. Cause like we played Crystalis on the NES, right? I really liked that game. I thought that was a lot of fun. It had story in it. I can't really say that that story is particularly compelling. I can't say that I was ever really invested in that story. It just happened. But you have to keep in mind who's talking right now too, though, because it's like if I like if I got to read like more than 3 dialogue boxes at a time, then I start to zone out, right? I really need that button that lets you stand in place and aim your weapon without moving. That would be real handy. Powerpuff Girls on the Game Boy Color. There's some compelling story. The story of the descent into madness I experienced while playing those games is compelling. These snakes that come out of the wall, they're a rough obstacle because, like, they're kind of, like, they're annoying because their challenge is so tremendously amplified by the unfortunate slowness of this game. It's really frustrating to have an enemy that's like the core conceit of its challenge is the suboptimal performance of the game. Yeah. It's like having a boss that like it's like having a challenge where you have to like identify objects of a particular color on the Game Boy. It's like, right? I mean, it's like it's a black and white screen. the the challenge is made difficult because of the hardware limitations. That's not good. Those those snakes are like that. Like they're only challenging because the game runs so slowly. Maniac Mansion is the best NES game I could never figure out, Pookie says. Yeah, I expect we'll do it on the stream at some point. Like, I would like to check that game out. But, I mean, it can't be harder to figure out than Dark Souls, right? And that playthrough's going okay. These jumps are impossible. When I'm actually on the grind for a deathless run, like sometime when we have a night where it's like, all right, we're gonna do nothing, we're gonna play Operation C for 3 hours and grind attempts. I'm gonna have so many that die from like these late game jumps. My Super Nintendo is going to stop functioning because I'm going to damage it with all the tears I cry onto it. Are you enjoying Dark Souls? Dark Souls is going alright. I make progress so slowly in that game. If we have anyone who's here who's isn't familiar, I'm currently doing a blind playthrough of Dark Souls, and it's rough because not only do I not know anything about the game, but I haven't really, like, I haven't played any games like it for the most part, so I don't even have like a pre-built like set of like skills or background knowledge from comparable games, because I don't play a lot of RPGs and I don't play a lot of modern games, so I don't know. I know there's so much I don't know, but I still continue to make progress every now and then. But basically, every time I open the menu, I'm just thinking it would probably be helpful if I knew what any of these stats meant. Or what any of my items did. It's kind of fun. When I make, on the rare occasions that I make progress, though, it's phenomenal. I'm feeling a strong, This boss, I don't really know this boss yet. As you can see. I've only defeated that boss a couple times. The ship looks like you're attacking Samus's spaceship. It does. Konami steals from Metroid so much for the Contra games. That boss looks like Samus's ship. Mother Brain is in this game. Ridley is in the next game. It's wild. And Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I believe it actually is Tuesday for you. Thank you for the stretch break. We can do that. Wondering how awful my mess of a room is. Guess it's the same as it always is. How goes things? Things are going okay. I'm trying to beat all 4 of the Contra games that I'm currently familiar with. We sailed through Contra and Super C very easily, and now I'm kind of struggling with Operation C. But I want to get through these games, and the plan is to play Operation C and Contra 3. And then to take a look at Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy and Arrow the Acrobat on the Super Nintendo to give each of those another try. Alright, let's stretch. I grilled sausages for dinner tonight. And I love to grill food, but afterwards I smell smoky for like 4 days. All right. That was bad. That was such a waste of a life. That was nothing but poor play. Stunningly poor play. I don't know if we'll actually do this on the stream, but I've had it on my mind a lot lately. I've been considering doing a playthrough of Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm kind of curious to revisit one of those games. Just for the nostalgia of them. I don't know if I want to put everyone through a playthrough of a Pokemon game. I mean, I know a couple people would probably love it, but it seems like a big commitment. But I've been thinking about Gen 1 Pokemon a lot in the past like couple weeks. Jelly bought me a couple issues of a Pokemon manga from the 90s. They were like library discards. And I was flipping through them, and it's they seem to have nothing to do with Pokemon, and what even is happening in them is incomprehensible to me. It's called Magical Pokemon Journey. And it's very bizarre. And almost all the Pokemon seem to speak human language. It's very weird. Is that Azul Freya? Welcome to the stream. Contra Game Boy was always tough. Yeah, this one is rough. It's very difficult. I really like it. It's a really decent Contra game. I mean, it almost stands up. It almost holds up as well as any other 8-bit Contra game. It's just, it's slow and the jump is bad. That's really the only problems I have with it. You move too slow and your jump is bad. Did you play the Link's Awakening remake, Mr. Frown? Pookie asked. I did. I thought it was okay. I think it's probably the best way to play Link's Awakening. I of course like the 8-bit style of the original. Because I like 8-bit artwork. So I like the aesthetic of the original better. And I think that it's more fitting to like the tone and mood of the game in a lot of places. So I think my preference is for the DX, not the original, but the DX version on the Game Boy. My preference is that version on the Game Boy Color. But objectively speaking, the version on the Switch is the one to play if you've never played it before, because the quality of life of having extra buttons is tremendous. The thing about Link's Awakening on the Game Boy is two-thirds of the playthrough are the menu screen, because you have to change your items all the time and you don't have enough buttons. Just jump more, make up for the skipped leg days, Tuesday says. You know what? You know what? I kind of wish it worked that way, right? I need a version of Contra that has an experience system. Your character can get better at jumping the more you do it. Cal says relatable. I also move too slow and my jump is bad. I mean, fortunately, I don't find very many situations in my day-to-day life where I need to jump around enemy projectiles, so... I can handle a bad jump. I can handle a bad jump IRL, but... I think maybe I should just take the super slow approach to those enemies. Now, Frownie just jumps on the occasional Goomba that wanders into his yard from the woods, but other than that, he doesn't have much use for jumping. That'd be amazing if I was just, like, standing in my kitchen one day and I looked out in my backyard and a Goomba wandered out. I have some, I do actually have some woods directly behind my house. But the thing is, like... Like, the line, like, right as the woods begin, the land, like, moves down at a 90-degree slope. It's like a cliff. Like, you can't go wandering through those woods. I'm feeling a very distinct lack of hope at the moment. that I'm going to be able to beat this game tonight. I think we're on our last credit right now. And I'm on my last life. And I still don't know how to fight this boss. He's got like a missile phase, and he's got a throw his hands at you phase. Thank you for the palms, cows. I thought this was going to be... I thought this was going to be so much easier than it has been. Well, we'll give it one more try, I guess. I don't want to keep putting us through the same game, but I'm just unable to beat it. What's this? I may have been foolish in thinking I could play so many games tonight. You know, I was talking about all the things we were going to do, but I've been playing this game for a very long time. Wow. Looks pretty terrible again. Doesn't look as bad as it did before, but... Wow. I actually kind of like this. Am I crazy? I kind of like these colors. It looks terrible, but in a good way. It looks like I'm playing. I feel like I'm playing the game under black light. I swear I jumped. Let's see, that's where it gets really bad, is like, because your jump has no reach. You have to walk so far off onto the platform, and then you walk too far and you don't get to jump. You walk right into the abyss. Oh, how am I ever going to clear this game in a single life? I got too many problems. Buddha fingers, welcome in. Invert the face cam. I think I can do that. I think it's safe to stand right here. There we are. People, so thinking about the Link's Awakening remake, it has, like, there's, like, a dungeon builder feature in the Link's Awakening remake. It's a terrible feature. It's, like, it has, like, almost no content to it, and it's just boring. But so the thing is, like, I hear people talk about how they want Nintendo to make, like, a Zelda Maker, like they've made Mario Maker. And I don't know, because the thing is, like, I don't know what people are imagining that would be like. Because I don't think that anything Nintendo could do would be significantly better than that terrible dungeon builder in the Link's Awakening remake. Like, I think that's about as good as a Zelda Maker can be. Because just the thing is, like, with a Mario course, you can make interesting Mario courses out of pre-existing pieces, I think, pretty easily. But for a good Zelda dungeon, essentially you want everything to be a custom piece. And so, like, the Maker format where you just plop pre-existing elements together, I don't really think that that's compatible with making a good Zelda dungeon. I think, so I think what it is, is like, Mario's gameplay is an athletic style of gameplay, where, like, you play a Mario game for the challenge of running the obstacle course, right? And there can be sort of puzzle elements and stuff like that in it. But, I mean, for the most part, playing a Mario level is running an obstacle course. And so if you're given a toolbox that's a whole bunch of different types of obstacles, then it's easy to make levels that are in the spirit of what Mario is. Because it's, you know, you can... It doesn't really matter that the levels are all made out of the same pre-existing assets. Because playing a Mario level is about running through a gauntlet of obstacles. And in fact, it's a benefit to understand what those obstacles are and how, and like what their rules and how they operate. It's beneficial to understand those ahead of time, even. So it doesn't really matter that they're familiar things. But, like, I think that the experience of a Zelda dungeon, right, is exploring a unique sort of puzzle environment. And I don't know how you get, I don't know how you get unique and interesting puzzle environments that are consistently built out of the same pre-existing assets in endless variation. Zinchan, welcome in. Clearly, I haven't given this enough thought because I can't convert my my ideas to words. But I don't know. I'm very skeptical of the idea that a Zelda Maker comparable to a Mario Maker could ever be a thing. I think that it would require a much more powerful, but also much more obtuse set of tools. Like, the thing about Mario Maker is the interface is simple. It's easy to make It's easy to make levels with Mario Maker. A Zelda dungeon's much more difficult to design and would require a much more powerful tool, I think. And Zinchan says, new overlay or something in the game. No, I don't expect I'll ever have a real overlay. I don't know. This is in the game. This is just it's one of the Super Game Boy's borders. Like, the only reason we have this border is because, the game itself doesn't take up the whole screen, right? But I don't know. I don't really think I'll ever have an overlay for the stream. They can look nice, I guess, but I just don't think it's really necessary. I don't really get what the benefit of it would be. Because I don't I don't put a lot of information on the screen, as it is. Like, if you have things like, like most recent followers and sub goals and that kind of stuff. I mean, like, an overlay, I guess, helps you organize those kind of things in your layout, but I don't put that kind of stuff up on the screen, so. Yeah, it's just a Super Game Boy border. Budofinger says, Link to the Past I could see being great, as well as Zelda 1. I mean, I think... I just don't know. I think unless you're given a tool where you can design for a Zelda Maker, like you would want a tool that would let you design custom enemies with custom AI. Right, you want to be able to create enemies with unique behaviors and weaknesses to... I mean, I don't know. Because if you don't have the ability, if all you're doing is shuffling pre-existing Zelda assets, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like it'd make for a much more stale experience. And people already accuse of Mario Maker of being a stale experience sometimes. I just think for Zelda it'd be even worse. How do you feel about Mega Man Maker? See, I don't know. I've never really tried out the Mega Man Maker. I think that it's... I think it has potential, though, because it's the same sort of athletic-style gameplay. It looks super cool. I've been yeah, I've just been shuffling through the different borders tonight. I usually just leave the Super Game Boy one up, because I think that looks good enough, but I don't know, I was just compelled to try them out. I get that. I try not to clutter my stuff on screen. It takes away from the game. Yeah, I just... just for what I have going on so far as the visuals of the stream, I don't think an overlay is really, like, it really adds anything for me. I think it would just, you know, sort of take away from real estate of the game, like real estate that could be devoted to the game or, you know, my face cam. Although I'd probably be more than fine sacrificing face cam real estate. I think it'd be more about using switches, etc., to make puzzles, and you might be right. But I just think about, like, what are the best 2D Zelda dungeons? Right? Because, I mean, you're not going to be able to make a 3D Zelda dungeon, right? And when I think of, like, 3D Zelda dungeons, I mean, I tend to think of them in terms of their set pieces and gimmicks, which are, you know, like jumping through the cobweb in the Deku Tree, right? That's like a defining moment of that dungeon, and that's not something that you're going to be able to recreate in a sort of Lego brick dungeon builder type system. And even like in Link's Awakening, right? The best dungeon is probably the one where you have to carry the iron ball around and destroy all the pillars, right? To collapse one floor of the dungeon on top of another one. I mean, that's not, like, that's a great sort of set piece, but not something you're ever going to be able to create again in an assembly kit. Something that's, like, unique and amazing like that. I just think you're just going to be able to build dungeons, you know, like, on par with Zelda 1's dungeons, which are pretty not great. I'm running my mouth so much instead of playing, and I'm really suffering for it. Not that I know how to play this boss anyway. No overlay matches the minimalism of the Frownie icon. I am something of a minimalist. Mario Maker doesn't give you that 8-8 feel either. I mean, it's true. You don't get to Mario Maker is not about, I mean, it's not about you don't get sort of like you don't get like a sense of discovery and wonder very often from it. Like you do when you're playing a new Mario, like you might when you're playing a new Mario game. Want to create new things? Imagine a dungeon that has you navigating obstacles with chicken mechanics. Or again, pushing blocks, shooting arrows, throwing bombs. I think people play Zelda randomizers because at its core it's more about puzzles than set pieces. I mean, the set pieces that I described are puzzles. Right? It's a puzzle to figure out how to break that web. And it's a puzzle to figure out how to collapse the dungeon. The water temple. I guess what I'm thinking. I guess what I'm thinking of is like, I think what maybe the thing is that it's like the sort of the best aspect of a Zelda dungeon is when the dungeon is a puzzle box in its entirety, where basically the whole dungeon has a sort of single puzzle at its core, that lots of parts of the dungeon are all pieces of the same large puzzle. And I don't know, with like a maker style tool, you're gonna get any. I mean, you're not really gonna get anything like that. You just get I imagine that at best you'll be able to create an interesting gauntlet of single room puzzles. Which I think, could be kind of fun, but I don't think the types of things you're going to create and you're going to be able to create in a sort of Mario Maker style tool for Zelda are going to feel like the things you'd be able to create are not going to feel like more Zelda in the same way that Mario Maker levels feel like more Mario. I'm not saying, and like, I'm not, so I'm not saying it's, and also like, I'm not saying it's bad that people want a Zelda maker. What I'm saying is I don't imagine it's possible to give people what they would want out of a Zelda maker. I don't think a Zelda type game is something that can be easily made with a straightforward, simple to use assembly tool like a Mario stage can be made. I don't think Mario Maker feels like more Mario. I think Mario Maker feels like good intentions mixed with teenage angst and trolling. Uh, oh my goodness. Oh, why am I so bad at this? I've put us through a lot, my friends. I just need a moment to recover. I don't know why I'm unable to get through this game tonight. I think we'll put this one down, though. I think we'll put this one down. And go ahead and take a look at Contra 3. We'll try and make a run through that one. I don't want to make everyone sit through this one again. Not at the moment. Oh, Operation C. Why are you so difficult? I'll take the blame for that last one, Buddhafinger says. I'm fine. I'm fine with accepting the blame for my failures. We'll try it again another time. We've beaten it before. We'll beat it again. But let's play Contra 3 for a while. Let's see if we can beat that one. What unbeaten goodies are on the agenda? There are no goodies, Buddhafingers. My plan was to run through these 4 Contra games real quick. As you can see, my plan fell apart. I can't make it through Operation C. And then to play Earthworm Jim on the Game Boy, which is something we started and never beat, and also Arrow the Acrobat on the SNES. I don't think we'll beat either of those, but I just wanted to make another attempt at each of them. So, yeah, excuse me a moment. Let me switch games, my friends. All right, Contra 3. Let's just dive right in. We'll try Operation C again on and probably this one too on Friday at the start of the stream. It's very difficult to play this game after playing Operation C because it is so it feels so incredibly fast. Do you just not care for the vehicle? I don't think there's any point. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see the point in using that vehicle. You can only drive it like a few feet anyway. That's disappointing. I know I gotta practice jumping around those meatballs. Because on hard difficulty, you can't kill them anyway, so that's why I didn't blow them up and tried to jump around them instead for the practice, but it didn't go very well. A lot of my memories of this game revolve around being run over by player 2. I didn't even know that's a thing that could happen. Oh, no worries. Sorry for this sort of spoiler, Buddhafinger says. I don't imagine that I'm likely to play this with a player 2 anytime soon, so that's probably not something I would ever discover myself. Wow, this boss is so easy now. I don't know what I was, well, I do. I thought it was only weak on that, like, red eye part on the other side of it. I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out how to hit it in that spot from the reverse side, but really just any shot that lands on its body with the cluster gun is fine. What is going on? It's not like they give you a lot of opportunities to drive anything anyway. I think they only give, so far as I'm aware, I think it's only that one place. It's weird to even include a thing like that. It feels super underdeveloped. Pulled out all the stops for level 1. Level 1 is a real spectacle. I don't know, it's a weird game. It's a weird game because it feels like the game is, I mean, you do ride a vehicle on you have a mandatory vehicle on stage 4, right? So I guess it is connected to that in a way. I don't know. It's really bizarre how much time you spend in this game dangling from platforms. This is not a run and gun game so much as it is a hang from the platforms game. Three of the stages have major sections centered around platform dangling. And that's half the stages in the game. It's a weird game because it's a short game, and it has all this like stuff in it, and like to fit all the like, it has all this like weird stuff in it, like the vehicles and the climbing, which are not bad things, but because it's a short game and it has so much like stuff like that in it, then it has so little of like the like run and gun stuff that like that is like what the previous Contra games were all about. I don't know. I think if it had 2 more stages, it wouldn't feel like such a weird game. If it had 2 more stages that were heavier on the, like, run and gun stuff, like stage 1, it would feel a lot less weird. This weapon is really inefficient here. Cool, and I died. That's what I get. That's what I get for being too lazy to change my weapon, right? I don't understand that arm thing. It's such a weird part of... There's so many weird things in this game. I like it, though. I like this game now. I could have used that. I basically have to lose a life to defeat the boss. Neither of my current weapons have any range. That's okay. That needed to happen. Oops. I like this boss now, too. This boss is so demanding. I wish I were better at it. It's just, they give you, with this boss, they give you an unbelievable amount of stuff to, like, worry about. You're being attacked in so many ways, and you're constantly scrambling for a missile to hold on to. It's incredibly difficult. Yeah, with the fire. This stage is pretty indefensible. It's gotta be an early night here, Buddhafinger says. Good luck, have fun. Thank you for being with us. I appreciate you, my friend, and I hope you enjoy what remains of your night. Just like Operation C. Every playthrough of this always falls apart on the last level. We might have a repeat of what just happened in Operation C, where I could make it to the last level but couldn't beat it. That's frequently my experience with this game. I really wanted to pick up that spread gun. The cluster gun. The cluster gun is real bad for this situation. There we go. Yeah, I need something that lets me fire more frequently than the cluster gun allows for. And this will do the trick. The cooldown time between shots with the cluster gun is like, it takes forever. I wonder if I manage to hang on to this homing weapon. I wonder if this is good against is good for the Ridley fight. Well, maybe we'll find out. So far, not great. Problem is, it's hard for the homing missiles to get to his head. Nope. That was real close. That was almost very upsetting. Hello, Mile High Roll. Welcome in. Welcome to a little Contra mini marathon. We've beaten 3 out of the 4 games I've tried tonight. I could not beat Operation C for whatever reason tonight. I tried it 3 times. It just wasn't happening. Hoping for a victory here, though. That's what I get for experimenting. Come on, we're gonna win this. We're gonna win this. That's okay. Oh no, that's not what I thought it was. How much health can it possibly have left? Oh my goodness. What a nightmare. It's... okay. I was gonna say it's still not over. Oh, thank goodness. Hey, we did it. We did it, and it only took 1 try tonight. Oh. I can't believe I'm better at Contra 3 than I am at Operation C. This game is so much harder than that one, or it should be. Still can't do a hard mode, though. In this game. So for all my talk about getting better at this game, oh, it's on hard. It wasn't before. That's because I beat the game. It changed the difficulty for me. For all my talk about getting better at this game, I'm really only getting better at normal difficulty, so... take another look at hard difficulty. It really is that much harder, though. Look at how fast these bullets come, and the enemies have so much more health. Ugh. Oh, it's just wild how much more difficult this is. It's incomprehensible. I really don't like that this mode exists. I wish this were like the other ones that are just a one difficulty game. I guess Contra, the original Contra, isn't a one difficulty game since it has the extra loops. But look at how impossible it is. The thing that's just so tricky about it is the enemies have so much health that, like, you can't eliminate an enemy before they have a chance to fire a shot at you. Right? Like, on the normal difficulty, if you shoot an enemy as they're coming onto the screen, you can get rid of them before they have an opportunity to deliver a bullet, so you don't have to do any dodging. But in this, they are going to fire at least every enemy that can fire a bullet is going to fire at least one, pretty much. And so you have to dodge everything. Oh, can't take it. I got so lucky there. My luck ran out pretty quickly, though. And those guys who are, like, stationed in place. I mean, just forget about it. There's no getting through them. Every time one of those guys comes on screen, I'm guaranteed to lose a life. Oh. That guy doesn't really have any extra health. So tomorrow night on the stream, just while I'm thinking about it, the plan is to continue our playthroughs of Horus and Dark Souls. We're going to do that on Tuesday and Thursday this week. And Wednesday night, we're going to play Contra. We're going to play the arcade version of Contra. Play the Switch port of arcade Contra for the first time. And also take a look at Splatoon 3. And we're going to be doing more retro stuff like tonight. We'll be doing more stuff like that on Friday. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do. It will at least include Operation C and Contra 3, so I can keep practicing these games. And maybe some stuff on the Atari 2600. I've kind of been in the mood to play some Atari games here lately, so I'm thinking we'll do that on Friday. We cleared a stage. Wouldn't it be nice if for hard mode, they only made it harder on stage 1, and then the rest of the stages were all just like on normal? They're like, well, we made the stage 1 so difficult on hard mode that no one's gonna bother trying to play the whole thing. So we'll just leave the rest normal, and no one will ever know. What's going on? This guy refuses to open up. I don't understand what's happening. I've never had this problem before. He only opens up when I step on a landmine? Is that what happens? I don't get what's going on. That may be the dumbest thing I've ever experienced in this game. Oh, it's gonna happen again. Oh my goodness. This is rough. I don't think I've ever seen that attack before. Guess this is what we're doing now. Let's keep letting it, getting it to fly, and then just hope it lands in a way that I accidentally damage it. This is not good. What was I supposed to do about that? It's just all up to luck whether or not it crushes me. How long can this possibly go on? You know what I just realized? This is a really wide road. Like, really wide. Yeah. It's almost as wide as some of the roads in Houston. There's like 14 lane traffic down there. It's a California freeway. Same idea. Who plays this on hard mode? Like a moment ago when I was talking about how I was really starting to like this game. I don't like it on hard mode. It's just simply intolerable. Alright, thank goodness. We're on our last continue. I've got an excuse to stop soon. I don't like this game on hard mode at all. How could you? How could you when it's like this? Gosh, the basic enemies have more health than the bosses in most other games. I forgot about these. I always forget about those. No, I wanted that. I wanted that weapon. It moves differently. It moves differently in hard mode. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. I don't know how I'm ever gonna make it through that, my friends. The good news is once I eventually defeat Contra 3 on hard difficulty, nothing will ever feel difficult to me ever again. I cannot imagine a game more difficult than Contra 3 on hard mode. All right. I'm a little concerned that I may have been too ambitious in the things that I put on the stream for tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do both Earthworm Jim and Arrow. Do we have a preference for which one we look at? Earthworm Jim would be short. We'll do them both. We'll do them both. Earthworm Jim's not gonna last very long. So let me grab that and put it on before I talk myself out of it. I'll be right back with you.